We'll go ahead and jump in. So hello everyone, and for anyone who joined us on the last webinar, hello again, and for those of you who didn't, hello for the first time. And thank you for joining us today. I've just got a few admin points to tick off before we begin. For anyone that was on the previous webinars that we've hosted, this will be a bit of a recap. So just to make you aware that today's session will be recorded and will be available on our website and other platforms that we have afterwards. And if you have any questions during the webinar, please pop them in the chat and we'll answer in a Q&A at the end. So firstly, it's lovely to have you with us today. And for those of you who I haven't met yet, I am Renee and I'm a Customer Success Manager here at Bamboom Cloud. For anyone who's new here, our aim at Bamboom Cloud is to help organisations take the very best of the Microsoft Cloud to help them to transform and grow. Today's session and all the other webinars that we're hosting as part of this ISV webinar will be based around Dynamics 365 Business Central. Part of my role is to educate you on and to help you understand what you already have access to within Business Central, along with how we can add extra components to it to benefit your organisation through the use of third-party apps, which we often refer to as ISV solutions. Today, and as like any other session in this webinar, won't be a deep dive tech session, and we'll aim to keep it in a language which enables you to understand what it can do for you and how you can gain benefit from its features. Today, I'm joined by Casper over at Tasklet Factory, and I will leave it over to Casper to introduce himself and the product.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Renee, for the introduction. Thank you for having me today. My name is Casper, and I'm part of Tasklet Factory, and we're here today to just talk a little bit about our solution, Tasklet Mobile WMS. The agenda for today is just, we're going to have an introduction to Tasklet Factory, a little bit about the warehousing, the processes, and the pain points that you hopefully will resonate with you out there. Because after looking a little bit at the pain points, we'll go into the solution that will be able to help you ease these pain points, the Tasklet Mobile WMS. We'll talk a little bit about it, or I will, and then we'll go into a demo, and that will definitely be the most important part of today. And today will be kind of a teaser, and there'll be some functionality that I won't be showing today, but if there's anything you're interested in, please reach out to Renee and the Bamboom Cloud team or directly to me, and we can have an in-depth session later on. A little bit about the Tasklet Factory. We are a Danish company. We have this mobile WMS solution as our core solution. We were founded back in 2008 by a guy called Bæhr. Peter is still very much involved in Tasklet, both operationally and strategically. One of the big strengths here is that Peter and the rest of the developers, they are really customer centric. They're really feeling that we need to have a product out there that can ease these warehousing pain points. So making it really easy to use and also very easy to install and implement. We work through a global partner network. We are really lucky to have Bamboom Cloud as a partner. They know you guys, they know your needs, and they are local, close to you. So really glad. And then we have at this point around 1,000 customers using our solution in 36 countries. Just constantly gaining momentum. Really happy about that as well. And besides the software itself that we'll dig into, this warehousing management system that integrates directly with the Microsoft Dynamics ERP systems, we also sell robots, actually physical robots from Bæhr, the Danish company as well. And we sell these mobile scanners that we'll be using in the demo, and also you guys will be using in the warehouse if you decide to go digital and mobile. We have offices in Denmark, we have an office in US, and we have a guy sitting in Canada. We are around 40 people at this point. This is just a little bit about warehousing, a little bit about the processes that we are working with, building on the terminology from the Microsoft Dynamics ERP systems. We are concerned with receiving items from suppliers or from transfer orders. We are concerned with putting items away in your warehouse, bins in the warehouse. We are concerned with picking mainly for sales orders. And of course, we also have all the internal processes, actions going on, counting, moving, transferring. You're even able to make some lookup, locating items. You're able to print from a device. And we also have some additional features. I won't be showing them today, but we can always dig deeper into that in a private session. We have some functionality for assembly and manufacturing as well, where you can register your consumption, your time, and your output for production, for example. And for something really new, for Business Central, we have a pack and ship module with outbound license plates on. So that's really exciting as well. Yeah, and for the demo today, I'll be using this guy here and some barcodes as well. And the alternative to that is using pen and paper in the warehouse. A lot of companies know how that feel, printing out papers, taking down, writing down, moving back and forth from pallets, racks, back to the PC, typing stuff in. This means that you're really dependent on the manual processes, on the people carrying them out. Means a lot of mistakes are happening. Maybe this is resonating with you guys out there. A lot of mistakes. You have a lot of misplaced items that you're not able to find them when you need to pick them for a shipment, meaning wrong shipments, meaning unhappy stakeholders, unhappy customers out there. Really ineffective processes like ineffective picking going on. That's really, really expensive, as physical items have cost tied to them. And also, as you are walking around in the warehouse with your pen and paper, you're not guided. You have no control of your actions, and that is something that's really causing a lot of errors, and it's also causing delay putting data back into the ERP system. So all the decisions that are made based on that data, they need a better foundation. Also, a lot of companies are experiencing some workforce issues. The workforce in the warehouse is quite unstable. COVID-19 didn't make it easier. You have to train your employees. Maybe you need them to be ramped up really, really quickly to go in and help you in your warehouse. So these are some of the pain points that we hear a lot from customers before they go use our solution. A little bit about technology. The features, as I said, is a barcode scanner. It's barcodes. And it's built, the app itself, the application itself is built in .NET application written in C#, and it communicates with via web services. And this basically just means that it's a very fast transaction of data happening, no middle server in between. And yeah, as I said before, we integrate directly with the ERP the ERP systems from Microsoft Dynamics, Business Central, NAV, AX, F&O, SCM. Just being like all the business logic is still inside your ERP system. We are basically a data collection tool for that. Besides that, we also have a device management system called SOTI Mobile Control, and I'll be showing you that in a minute when we go into the demo. And this makes it able for us to remote control your scanners, makes your partner able to remote control the scanners or yourself. So we can do support from a distance, from remote, and it works very, very well. That was pretty much going into the technology, and this is just some of the benefits that happens when you choose to go mobile with the mobile WMS. By adding some guidance and control and some simplified processes and replacing pen and paper, you can really reduce the number of errors in your warehouse. You can have your workforce do even more, or you can expand your actions in the warehouse without expanding your working force. You can reduce the warehouse cost, improve customer satisfaction, and of course improve the accuracy of the data. And I'll show you in a minute how we do that. A few words on our value proposition. User friendliness is at the core. Everything we do is for the users. It's really, really user-centric solution. Also, when we develop it, it's super easy to use. It's built on Android. It's really similar to what most of us have in our pockets, the phones that we walk around with. And the solution can be installed in only 2 days. We use the first day to set up some software on the scanners, and the partners use the second day to install it in your ERP system. So you can be up and running really quickly. meaning you can start to test with with a very low risk as well. So really happy about that. And finally, we always say that you should start with the functionality that you get out of the box, because you get a lot out of the box, which is also what I'll be showing you today. But we also like to say that our solution is really flexible and customizations can be done. They're quite easy as well. Your partner will be able to help you, and we'll be able to support your partner on it. And finally, we have this online-offline functionality, meaning that you won't ever lose any data when you go do your registrations with a scanner. You need a handshake before data is being uploaded, and what you basically do is you download the orders from your ERP system to the scanner, and then you go do your scannings, your registrations, and then you post them when you're back online. If you, for example, go to a warehouse without Wi-Fi, or if you go into a container or anything like that. So that was basically the presentation, and now I would just like to jump into the demo to have a closer look on how we actually do it. Here. Just a moment. So hopefully you can see on your screen now, you can see some barcodes, some items with some barcodes on it, and a scanner device. I have the scanner here and also the barcodes right next to me here. And this is I just want to remind you that the alternative to doing what I'll be doing now, just to showing you how the warehousing actions are actually handled on the device, is to use pen and paper. So let's see how you can do it in a digitalized way. And the first thing that you want to do is that you want to log into the device, and you can either log in using your credentials, or you can log in by scanning an ID card, for example, if you have a barcode on an ID card. And I'll be just logging in here. And the screen you see now is a screen with all the different functions, all the different actions that I'm allowed to perform. In the back end of your ERP system in Business Central, you are able to define who have access to which functionality. So if you need someone who will only be working with receives, then maybe receiving is the only icon they will see on the scanner. And that's really easy to set up in the back end. Let's start off by doing a receive. I'll just hit the receive icon up here, or hit that. And I get a list of all the receive orders that is downloaded on my device, that's pushed to my device, that's released from the ERP system. And here we have 9, but it could be like 400 or so. And for that reason, we have a filter functionality in the upper right corner here, which makes it possible to filter on, for example, location, filter on expected receiving date, PO number, or even if an order is especially assigned to me. But there's also another way to quickly get going with the order that you're standing in front of, the pallet that you're standing in front of. One of the things you can do is you can just simply take an item from that pallet or from the box in front of you and scan it. In this case, I'll just scan a Marabou orange chocolate. And the device automatically filters it down to 2 orders containing that item. For me, it would be really easy to just jump into London Postmaster. I can see it on the box and on the pallet that this is the order that I'm working on. But I could also take another item from the pallet and scan it. I'll scan this pistachio chocolate here, and I'm sent directly into the order to receive it, to collect the data for the backend in the ERP system. And here we get a list of all the items in the order that I'm supposed to receive. You can see a picture of the item if you set your ERP system up for that. The item name, item number, and how many items I'm supposed to receive. So as a receiver standing in the warehouse, what I need to do now is just simply take my scanner and an item and scan it. So I'll scan the Marabou orange here. I'm told here to validate how many I'm actually receiving. I can just hit the green check mark, or I can scan the next item. I'll just hit the check mark here. And now you can see that out here we have a bar that changed color from blue to green, meaning that we haven't started working on this line yet, but we actually finished this line. In a moment, I'll show you if you're not done with the line, what happens then. So the next thing I need to receive here is a Marabou pistachio, and I just scan the Marabou pistachio. I'm told here that I'm supposed to receive 15, but I can only find 10, so I just type that in and validate it. And as you can see here, the bar turned orange, meaning that it's only partly done. We also support receiving lot number tracked items or serial number tracked items. I just want to show you how that works. This is the pocket peppermint tea here. We have, that is the lot number tracked. So I'm just taking some tea here, taking this tea here just to scan it. Scanning the item, and I'm told here to put in an expiration date. And I can easily change that date. Here. That's done. And I'm told here also to scan or validate the actual lot number of this particular item. In this case, there's a barcode for that lot number, and simply scan it and put in how many I received with this lot number. And I received 10 with that lot number. And then I need to receive the last 5 here, and they are with this barcode, GS1 data matrix barcode, that contains a lot more data, but it also just in a barcode. So I just scan that barcode, and as you can see here, we jump to entering the quantity, meaning that we jump 2 steps. The first is we jump the lot number scanning step and putting in the expiration date, and that's because that data is all contained in this barcode. And I'm happy with that, putting that in. And I'm always able to go down here in the burger menu to check my registrations, to check that I actually done stuff right. So I check registrations. And what we can see here is that I received 10 pocket peppermint teas with this lot number and 5 with this lot number. I can delete my registrations if I'm not happy with it or if I did a mistake. So I'm always guided. My actions are always controlled, which I'll also show you right now when we work with the serial number tracked items, how important that guidance and control really is. Last thing I need to receive here is the golf balls. I'll simply scan the box of golf balls here, and I'm told to scan the serial number of the items that I'm actually receiving. So I'll scan the first one, and I'll scan the second one, and now I'm going to scan the third one. Let's say I scanned a wrong serial number, or maybe I'm scanning the same serial number twice with a mistake. I'm getting a warning here from the system that I'm not able to do that. And I'm very thankful for that, so I'm not able to do a mistake. I'll just scan the last one, the correct one, here. And now they've been received. And let's say that I found the last 5 Marabou pistachios. I'll just scan them, and the system automatically helps me to finish that one. So now I'm able to confirm it, to post my order, and to update the PO in the backend. I'm also able to print labels, notes directly from the scanner. I'm able to attach an image to an order line. Maybe if I receive something faulty, something's broken. And I'm even able to add a cross-reference if I receive an item without the correct barcode, or with another barcode, or with a broken barcode. But for now, I just want to post it. So I hit post, and here I'm asked to validate with a delivery note number, and I can simply scan that. That's the step you can skip if you want to. And now this order has been received. And hopefully you got the look and feel of how the solution is working. Now I'll move on to the next function here. It's the put away, where we are concerned with putting the items away in our warehouse. We support the simple warehouse. We also support the more advanced warehouse. I'm hitting put away here. We have 3 put away orders here. And let's work with this one, which is the one that I just received. And as we can see here, the pocket peppermint tea is divided into 2 lines, as it was with different lot numbers. So this is really good for tracking your items. And here we can see that I'm supposed to put away 10 pieces of this Marabou orange chocolate. And this is the bin that I'm supposed to put them away to. So this W030002. And what I want to do now is to simply just scan the item that I'm putting away. And then I need to scan the bin to validate that I'm actually putting it away at the right place. So this is the bin that I'm scanning. Validate the quantity. And that is done. The same thing with the Marabou pistachio. I need to scan that as well to put them away. So I'll do that. I have the Marabou pistachio right here. And here it tells me that I'm supposed to put them away to another bin. Let's assume that this, I'll scan the bin here first, the 0001 bin, and I'm supposed to put 15 away here. But let's assume that I only have room for 10. I'll just type in here that I put in 10. And now we need to find room for the last 5. The system wanted me to put them on 0001, but there was no room. So I just scan the item. And then I've decided to put them on this bin over here, the 0002 bin. As I can see, there's room for it. And I'm getting a warning here that this is not what we expected, but I want to do it anyway, validating it, and I can just hit the check mark. And we can always go to the registrations to see what we did. We put 10 away on this bin and 5 away on that bin. Another clever functionality here is that I can see that all these are going to the same bin. So I want to save myself a step scanning the bin again and again and again. So what I do now is just scan the bin once, and then I can just scan in the items that I'm putting away. The first I want to show you is just the first 10 of the tea, the pocket peppermint tea with a lot number. And here you can see that I have to validate my action again by scanning the actual lot number, making sure that I'm putting the right items away at the right bin. And also for the next line here, that was this item here with another barcode. So I need to scan that and validate the quantity, and so on. And I just want to show you that I'm able to do a partly post here, post the order. Maybe I'm called into an important meeting or going to lunch or something like that. Right now, the order is posted, still with 3 open lines as I haven't done them yet. So you can see the order is still here on the device. If I go and finish the order, then it will disappear from the device. Next thing I want to show you is pick, and the pick is crucial in almost any warehouse, right? I can hit pick on the device here. You can see I have 3 pick orders. That's mainly sales orders, but could also be for transfer order or another document from your ERP system. I go into the pick order 6 here, and I'm supposed to pick 5 Marabou pistachios. Here I'm shown an image of the exact item I'm going to pick, how many. I'm told exactly where to find them and what to find. So it's really, really difficult to make a mistake. So I'll scan the Marabou pistachio, scan the bin that I'm taking the Marabou pistachio from. This is the bin 0001. Scan that and the quantity that I've picked. The same goes with the pocket peppermint tea. I'll scan the tea, scan the bin where I'm taking it from, and here I have to scan the lot number again to make sure that you actually track what you're doing. And now that's done. So that was how quickly a pick can be done. We also support tote picking, where you can pick for many orders at the same time. We have this new functionality, pack and ship, really exciting, where you can also combine your picking with your packing and shipping processes. So yeah, please reach out if you're curious about that. But at this point, I just want to post this pick order, and the pick has been done. Next thing I want to show you is the count functionalities. We have the planned count, the unplanned count, and the adjust quantity. So if I go into count here, I can see there's 1 count order released to the device. I hit the count order, and I'm told here exactly what to count. As a warehouse worker, I'm told I need to count these cables for loudspeakers, where I'm counting them from, which bin I'm counting them from. And in this case, it says 0 here in the expected quantity, but you could also put the expected quantity in there. But just we always recommend to have a blind count for accuracy's sake. So what I want to do as a warehouse worker is I want to walk to this bin. Found the bin, this is the bin I'm working on. These are the items that I'm going to count. So I am scanning the bin that I'm working on. And I'm scanning the item that I'm counting, and I'm putting in the quantity that I found on that exact bin. And that's the same for the 3 here. I'm moving to another bin, this bin told here for the loudspeaker stands, scanning the bin, scanning the item, putting in how many I found on the bin. Same thing with the bass speaker units, scanning the bin, scanning the item, and simply just putting in how many I found. As this is a plan count. This is the ledger. This goes back to the ledger for the warehouse manager to accept or decline the actual count that is pushed back from the device. If, for example, you can see that this is way less than expected, you can put it back out to the device for the warehouse worker to do a recount. I'm also able to add a line. If I'm, for example, standing counting on a bin and I find an unexpected item, I can add the item to that count. But for now, I want to post it. So that was a plan count. We also support unplanned counts. That means for the warehouse worker to simply just do a count on a specific item on a specific bin. And in order to do so, I want to show you the locate item functionality. This is really clever when you are mobile, when you're on the move. I can just simply hit locate item, and I can scan this Marabou orange chocolate that we've been talking so much about. And I get an overview of where in my warehouse I have these Marabou orange chocolates. I can see on bin 0002, I have 60 of them, and I have one on bin 0001. The reason it says 0 here is because this one is reserved for something else, could be reserved for a sales order, so I'm not able to do anything about that. But I'm able to go to this bin and actually do a count. So what I'm going to do is hit this, this highlight down here, this shortcut, and you can customize the shortcuts that you want to have. Hit unplanned count, scan the item that I want to count, the Marabou orange, scan the bin that I'm counting. We are back working on this bin with this item now, 0002 bin. And here I can only find 59, and I'll type that in. And if we go back one step, we are back to the locate item, and you can see that it's updated directly real time back to your ERP system. 59 is found. So that's updated real time, and that's so important to be aware of, that maybe not every worker in your warehouse needs to have access to this functionality. Yeah, that was unplanned count. You're also able to do adjust quantity, for example, and that means that you're able to put in a reason code for the negative adjustment that you're doing. In this case, I'm scanning the bin here, 0002, scanning the item that I want to do a negative adjustment on. That's the Marabou orange. Hitting in how many I want to remove, 2, and then I'm able to put in a reason code. It could be a damaged, and in this case it's chocolate, so we put in eaten. And now if we could just go back a step, back to locate item, scan it, you can see that it's down to 57 items on that bin. So that was the counting. The next thing I want to show you is the moving. Moving is also really, really important when you're in a warehouse. You need to make sure that you know where your items actually are. We have planned moves, we have unplanned moves, and we have bulk moves. And if we go into the move icon here, I have the move orders that's released from Business Central out to the device, and I'll hit that. And I'm told here exactly what to do as a warehouse worker. It's really difficult to do a mistake. I'm told here that I need to move these loudspeakers, 2 of them, from this bin to that bin. And now I just want to show you how to do it without barcodes, because you don't need barcodes in order to be mobile. So I'll just hit the line here, take my trolley, walk to this bin, hit the line. Here I have to scan and validate the bin that I'm moving the items from, and I'll just simply hit the line and just validate this is the exact line that I'm working on, the exact bin I'm working on, enter the quantity, and now these loudspeakers has been taken for a move. I could go directly to this bin and to just drop them off there and do the registration, but I could also take my trolley and go by this bin and bring all these manuals with me as well. So that's what I want to do. Validating the bin that I'm taking the manuals from, the quantity that I'm actually moving. And now I can go finish the move. I'm walking to this bin, hitting with my fingers on the device what I'm actually doing, validating the bin that I'm placing the loudspeakers on, quantity, and now it's green, it's done. The items have been moved. Same thing with the manuals. They've been moved. When I hit post, it's updated in Business Central. So that was a move order. And I'm also able to do an unplanned move. Maybe I have knowledge of something happening in the warehouse, something needs to be moved. Maybe I need to move something that's selling really quickly from one zone to another. So what I want to do now is I want to scan, to go locate item once again, to scan the Marabou orange. And I can see here that I have 57 of them, as we saw before. And I'll hit that line, and I can do an unplanned move. And I'll just say here which bin I'm moving them to. For this demo's sake, I'm just moving them to another bin right next to it. First, scan the bin that I'm moving it from. Scan the bin, the item that I'm moving, and the bin that I'm moving it to. And if we go back one step and hit locate item. Sorry. To locate item. I'll just show you again. Unplanned move. The item that we're moving it from. The bin that we're moving it from. The item that we're actually moving. And the bin we are moving it to. And we need to put in how many we actually moved. So you're able to go and always look into locate item to find the items that you're looking for and how many that you have there. You're also able to do a bulk move, and a bulk move is an unplanned move as well, where you can move a whole content, the content of a whole bin. So for that, I'll just hit this bin content here, and I'll try to scan these two bins that we've been working on today, 0002 and 0001, just for an overview. 0002 contains 5 Marabou pistachios, and 0001 contains all these 57 that we just moved before to this bin. And what I want to do now is I want to consolidate it. So if I go back and I want to move those last items from this 0002 here, scan that bin again. I want to take them and do a bulk move. And here I just scan the bin that I'm moving all the items from and the bin that I'm moving them to, and it's been updated. So if we go back one step and scan the bins again, we can see that bin 0002 is empty, and bin 0001 contains all the chocolates that we have in our actual warehouse. So this is pretty much the basics of Tasklet Mobile WMS. We, as I talked about in the beginning, we also have functionality for production, for assembly. You're able to print directly from the scanner. You can do an item cross-reference. You can register an item image. You can do tote picking, tote shipping. So if you're interested in any of those functionalities, yeah, please let Renee and the Bamboo Cloud team know, and we'll set up a session.
Casper, are you okay to go to the end slide for me?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. So firstly, I just want to say thank you so much, Casper, for presenting for us today. Definitely been an insight to myself as well. So thank you very much for that and for educating all who have attended today. And thank you for everyone for attending. I just want to remind everyone that the session is recorded and will be available on the website and our other platforms after today's webinar. We will be in contact with everyone that's attended as a follow-up to see if you have any feedback on the session, see how you found it, and if you have enjoyed it and you're an existing customer with us, please feel free to get in touch with your account manager. And to any new clients, please use the contact on page as well. If you do have any queries, obviously around the products, please do let myself or Casper know. And I think we only have one question, Casper. I think we've taken it lightly on the question side of things. So the one question we've got is, can you perform stock takes with mobile WMS?
Yeah, stock takes. If it's a pick function that's meant, yeah, you can do picks. We also showed that you're also able to do stock counts, stock moves, whatever you need to do. You're able to pick for sales orders, as I said before, but also for transfer orders. Depending on how you set stuff up in your ERP system in the backend. Basically, everything you do in Business Central in terms of warehousing, you're able to do from the device. It's just data collection. So if it can be done in Business Central, it can be done on the device. And if it's not standard, then it can be customized.
Perfect. We do have a lot of clients with customized functionality, sometimes around warehousing as well. So obviously that's great to know. Is there anything else that you needed to follow up on, Casper, just before I finish up?
No, I just don't. The last thing I just want to say is that if any of the pain points at the beginning that I mentioned in the beginning, if they are scratching, if they're itching, then we can actually soothe that with the solution. So please just maybe consider if you are having a lot of errors in your warehouse, if you need to be a little more efficient, and reach out. We can always do a full demo, have a talk about the needs that you have. Yeah, and I just wanted to stress one last time, it's really with minimal risk. It's really easy to implement, really easy to use, and you can start with just one subscription license and just test the solution. Yeah, so that's all from me.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Next week, we do have 2 webinars going again. So we've got Go Cardless, which is direct debit functionality and card functionality within Business Central for finance, and Power BI from our in-house specialist, Steve Strang. So if I don't see you before, I hope to see you there. And if not, have a great week.